Alongside Chris Johnston. Chris, just 1 goal in 9 games for Leon Draisaitl. This is not anywhere near what his playoff pace normally is. We expect the Panthers to have a big push, but it's very clear when you look at the numbers, there's still room for the Oilers to find a little bit more here, starting with Draisaitl, but certainly some other guys through this lineup and their power play as well.
Well, I like the way he answered your question. You actually, went to him and said, what are you looking at? He's saying he doesn't like the way he's skating, for example. You wonder if there's an injury situation, as we would with any player of his ilk, when all of a sudden the production dries up and you look at the clock and it's mid-June, you just wonder what might be going on there. But, it was notable to me. He was one of the first Oilers out on the ice at practice on Monday, well ahead of when that got started. Just, probably trying to work a little bit on his game, mentally get to the right spot. At least broke through with a couple assists in the last game. But, for the Oilers to keep this going, you have to imagine it's going to include a big Draisaitl goal or two, just how important he is to their offense. So I just like that he's at least owning it, Ryan. I mean, you'd rather see him do it on the ice, but he's not ducking the responsibility and certainly isn't trying to act like everything's just fine.
You mentioned maybe there's an injury there. We'll take a look at Dylan Holloway's first goal. Watch Leon Draisaitl when he gets the puck. He normally would have the power to push past that defenseman, but it just wasn't there. Instead, he makes a brilliant pass instead. But when I saw that play right there, that's when I knew Leon Draisaitl, from a power standpoint, is nowhere near where he normally is. So the Florida Panthers admitted, the Cup being in the building, the first chance to win it as a group, yeah, there was maybe something to that. They didn't handle that great, CJ. They'll have another crack at it on home ice, and you have to expect that the Panthers will handle the scope of the moment better their second time through.
Yeah, it'll be easier, a little more familiar back at home. I just think the normal routines will kick in. They didn't have any flight trouble this time like they did going to Edmonton. I mean, any of the excuses that might be there are no longer there. And the mere fact, as Paul Maurice said, that it felt different than all the other games in the series. I think it will get a little easier for them. That being said, if it gets to Game 6, I think it gets really hard again because now all of a sudden you're in a different kind of situation looking at what's at stake, and it may potentially slipping away. So, if you're in that Panthers locker room, Game 5 is sort of a gotta get this one. And, I think you're certainly going to see a better performance on the ice.
Not feeling too much pressure yet, I would suspect, but if they drop this game and have to head back to Edmonton, that definitely changes. The other thing that changes is home ice advantage and last change. So in Game 4, Chris Knoblauch went to Adam Henrique head-to-head against Barkov more than any of his other forwards, and the results were pretty good. But he loses that option here, and we will see in Game 5 just how much last change makes a difference.
The Panthers minus 137 on FanDuel to win Game 5 against the Oilers, and Florida's still a massive favorite to win the Cup, while Edmonton is plus 720 to come back and win this series.